Hey there folks, Luke here with the Outdoor Gear Review. Thank you very much for tuning in for this episode. The Outdoor Gear Review is the home of the agenda-free review. And what I mean by that is pretty simple. With this channel, we do not try to sell products. We do not try to sell gear. We don't have any sort of Amazon affiliate where we get a kickback from the sales. Nothing like that. We have no agenda, so we just pass along our opinions to you. So, right here is a product which we will open up together, and I'll share my thoughts, my opinions on this with you all. And of course, I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about this too, down in the comment section, of course. Now, what I have here is the Fire B.O.S.S. This is the Bug Out Survival Supplement, 33-piece fire starting kit. And this comes from Stanford Outdoor Supply.com. So here you go. Here is the 33-piece fire starting kit. It's pretty cool. On the other side, you have this see-through window, so as you can see, there are tons and tons of great gear to get your fire going. This is sealed. Let's just go ahead and pop this open. Now, when it comes to weight, this entire package here comes in at 8 ounces. So for the entire kit, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I think my hands are too big, my fingers are too big, I can't quite get this open. So right off the bat, I like that this is resealable. Very cool. Whew. Smells pretty good, actually. So, first off, very good size fire striker. Oh yeah, now check that out. Look at how long that lanyard is. Get some of this coating off. There we go. Oh yeah. I mean, that thing throws big time sparks. Wow. Very impressive striker. Very impressive striker. It's thick, it has a nice edge on it that really grasps that ferro rod to throw. Wow. I'm very impressed with this, guys. Next up, we have some waterproof matches. Everybody needs some of these. This is interesting. I have never seen anybody do this before except for myself. So you have your typical Bic lighter, and it has wire wrapped around the top. I have never seen anybody do that except for me. Maybe they've been watching the channel. What do you guys think? I always carry some wire on my lighters, so I can use it with a camp kitchen sort of setup. I can hang a pot off of that. I can do all sorts of stuff. Next up, you have 6 feet of Kevlar thread. This stuff is very, very strong. You can also use that Kevlar string for your bow drill set. We have some magnesium capsules. Inside of these capsules is a bunch of magnesium powder, and it's pretty impressive when you strike this stuff up. You guys will see or have seen a video on this already. These are definitely not for human consumption. You do not want to eat these. You have a wire saw. Here we have 10 feet of jute twine. We have some wet fire tinder. 1 ounce of fatwood stakes. Smells awesome, by the way. It smells really, really good. Steel wool. Excellent. Very, very good. I always have steel wool in my fire kit. You have 4 pieces of char cloth in this bag right here. You have 2 tea light candles. Very, very awesome, especially when you want to get a fire going where you need a long duration burn to get it started. Especially like in really wet conditions, these really do work well for that purpose. You have 6 cotton tinder tabs ready to go. You have a pencil sharpener right here, and these work great. You can take a stick, sharpen the end, and you have yourself a big pile of fire tinder ready to go. Here you have a flange bearing, a small folding knife. This thing is extremely dull. I'm not sure if I could even cut myself with it, to be honest with you. Very, very dull. Next up, we have a pocket magnifier. Essentially a magnifying glass. And some survival information. Let's see what is enclosed here. Okay, so what we have here is the Fire B.O.S.S Survival Fire Starting Tips. Just goes over information about starting a fire, using, steel wool with batteries, using dry materials, stuff like that, bow drill set, and that's essentially what the flange is for. I'm sure most of you guys probably already knew that. So there you go. That is the entire kit, all 33 pieces. Now, I'm sure you're wondering what I think about this kit, and I'm very impressed with just about everything that was included, except for one thing, and that happens to be the knife right here. Like I mentioned before, I mean, it's dull. I can rub this across my finger there. I mean, it's not doing nothing. So let's see here what it can do. Ooh. Alright, well, you could definitely use that edge to scrape up some bark. You have to use it at an interesting angle there. Yeah. It's very flimsy. I feel like I'm going to break it when I'm putting some pressure on it. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. You can make a feather stick with this knife. Like I mentioned, it's just not very sharp. Out of the entire kit, this is probably my least favorite part. Yeah, not very good, right? Everything else here is very, very impressive. I especially like this ferro rod right here. The striker, as I mentioned before, it has a lip right on the edge there that really grabs hold of that ferro rod and throws some very, very good sized sparks. That's awesome. Waterproof matches, check. Lighter with wire, check. Kevlar string, bow drill set, check. 6 magnesium capsules. This stuff is very impressive. I really do like it. There's one negative to these capsules, which I've discovered, and that's that the capsules themselves get old over time. They get very, very fragile. So, you know, in a perfect world, in a perfect situation, you would like to take these capsules, twist them apart, and be able to dump out that powder exactly where you want it. But I would say my ratio is probably 50-50. 50% I'm able to actually pull apart, and the other 50 just explode. They just burst on my fingers. So yeah, use these with caution. Use them very gently. You know, have it really, really close to where you want to put that powder, because there's a high chance that they're going to burst in your fingers and the powder is going to fly. So overall, even with that being said, these rock. Wire saw, these are okay in my book. They definitely get the job done. This is not something that I would personally carry in my survival kit, just because they're just typically too brittle, too fragile. Some of the time they work, some of the time they break, you know. That's just how it goes with those things. But yes, they can be used successfully. Jute string, 10 feet. Wet fire tablet. These rock. Oh man, that smells so good. The fat wood. Lots of sticks in there. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, I don't know, over 20 sticks. Now, next up, you have the steel wool. I would like to have seen them filled up this entire package here. This is a very small amount of steel wool, so maybe put more of your own in there. But steel wool is awesome. You guys have seen that used in my videos many times. Fantastic. It's a great alternative to char cloth. It's not a substitute, it's just an alternative. Char cloth, of course, 4 strips. Let's take a look at it and see the quality on this. Make sure that it's actually charred all the way through. It certainly is. Tear this in half. Based upon feel, texture alone, they've done a good job. Let's go ahead and strike one of those up. Oh yeah, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it is in fact burning away. Hopefully you guys can see that in the shade there. So you guys can see that. Burn away nicely. Very good, high quality char cloth. Excellent. Tea light candles, you get 2 of these. Like I mentioned before, these really do work well. I often keep these in my survival fire kits as well. Like I mentioned, in really wet conditions, these absolutely rock. I've been out in like freezing rainstorms where just everything's just coated in ice, everything's soaking wet. These are invaluable. You light one of these up, you build your TP, your fire over this, it dries everything out, it burns for a long time, it rocks. It's a great way to get a fire going in extremely wet conditions. You have 6 of the cotton fire tabs, excellent. You have the pencil sharpener. As you can see, it's doing what it's supposed to do, shaving it up. This is very, very small, very lightweight, so that's a pro and a con, right? It's very small, easy to lose, lightweight for gram counters. You have the flange for your bow drill set. That feels very substantial. Then, of course, you have the magnifying glass. Let's see if it's bright enough. Oh yeah, hopefully you guys can see that there. It's burning away. Try to focus that beam a little bit more. Oh yeah. So yeah, very good quality here. This can easily get a fire going. All right, you guys have seen the entire kit here. This runs $20 from Stanford Outdoor Supply. Great site, great products. I think the price is very good for what you're getting inside of this kit. This is a well thought out, well put together kit. I really like the little Ziploc bags for every single component. Very, very smart, very smart. I'm very impressed with this striker. I really like this. This is going in my fire kit ASAP. I'm not very impressed with the knife. In a pinch, you could use it. It might be able to get you out of trouble. But yeah, I would definitely want a much higher quality knife than that in my survival kit. It's nice that they were able to throw that in, but preferably, if it's not going to be like a really, really good quality product, I'd rather not see it in there. So I'd rather see that knife be taken out and being replaced with a simple razor blade. You can do a lot of things with a razor blade. I mean, even something as simple as just cotton balls and Vaseline. I think that's more of a worthwhile product than that knife itself. So as you can see, yes, I'm not a huge fan of the knife. I think that's the only negative to the entire kit. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get all of this back in here. So let's say that you're interested in purchasing this product. This here is very, very popular from the Stanford Outdoor Supply website. So it may take at least a week for them to get around to actually getting your order together and to ship. If you're outside of the United States, you need to contact them beforehand. You need to talk to them and work out all the details, which makes sense. Speaking about international orders, some items in this kit are prohibited from being shipped internationally, such as the lighter and the matches. So the company is willing to make like a custom version for international customers. They can add a little extra of this or that. So like I said before, just contact them, email them, and they will hook you up if you are interested. So, you know, my friends, that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot left to say here. You know, I think for $20, yeah, this is a great kit. 20 bucks? Yep, I think that's a very reasonable price. Yeah, I have to say, I like every single component in this kit except for the knife. That's the only negative in my opinion. So, you know, all in all, folks, I think this is a win. I think you guys will like this. That's one reason why I'm showing this off. If you want to go out and buy one of these right now, good for you. Support a company here in the United States. That's a good thing. I want to say a big thank you to Stanford Outdoor Supply for sending this to me. I really do appreciate it. Good work, folks. Good work. If you guys have any questions for me, let me know. Until next time, strength and honor. Be well.